Listen up, ladies and fellas. If you need a little pep in your step, don't be afraid to use G Fuel. I can 120% say that I've been using it for years now. Absolutely love it. You got just enough caffeine in each serving of G Fuel in order to get your day going. This is not a sponsorship. This is strictly an affiliate, so I don't get paid off anything unless you use my link in the description box and my promo code NARUEX, NARUEX. They've got all types of anime themed G Fuel merchandise and energy tubs, and each serving has around 140 to 150 grams of caffeine in each serving, just enough to get your day going with the extra pep in your step. Best of all with G Fuel is that there's no crash and there's absolutely zero sugar inside of it. And as someone that does try to avoid having too much caffeine and too much sugar, I absolutely love it. Use my promo code NARUEX in order to save a little extra when you purchase G Fuel. Pin, comment, and link in the description box. Ryu is gone, Jura's retreated, and yet Araya may now be more vulnerable than ever before. The threat, it isn't over just because the enemy has left the battlefield. Araya is now alone. He's carrying the Thorn Soul Bulb of Shinki, the key, the only key to saving Gaara's life, and the body of his fallen comrade Yodo. But what if I told you that this very noble act of honor, this mission to fulfill his teammate's dying wish, may be him walking directly into a silent execution? Because even though Jura has returned to the Ten Tails hideout, he's also now just lost 2 of his Shinju, and he also knows where Ryu was originally born. The battlefield, it may be quiet, but the hunt, it might still be ongoing. Araya might be walking into a trap. Boruto's timeline shift, it now complicates everything. And there's a very real question of whether or not it's still worth it for Araya to complete this dangerous mission, because Jura might want revenge. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, breaks down for you why Araya might, keyword might, still be in danger, following the defeat of Ryu, but also, like we do always on topics like this, where I'm not fully sold on the topic, we're going to give the counter argument for why Araya failing to unseal Shinki and Gaara would be bad writing based on where we are currently. Also, if you've not seen the chapter review yet, I'll leave it linked in the end credits in the description box of this video. And if you're a fan of Dawn to Dawn and Kaiju number 8, you'll want to check out the videos I have on both series and playlists in my Anime Explained channel. So first, we have to set the stage. We have to look at the aftermath of the Sunagure rescue arc, in particular the mission to recover Shinki's Thorn Soul Bulb. After Sarda reawakened her Mangekyo Sharingan, she just outright obliterated Ryu, saving both Araya and her teammates from total defeat, making Yodo's tragic death something that did matter, even though again that did come at a cost. In her final moments, Yodo reached Sarda and made it possible for her team to achieve their one goal: recover Shinki's Thorn Soul Bulb, which was released when Ryu died, and unseal Shinki from that Shinju tree. But Shinki's role is even more critical. He's the only person who can undo the sealing jutsu that is trapping Gaara, who has severe, potentially life-threatening injuries due to his battle with Matsuri. Araya, as the last one standing, took Yodo's body and Shinki's Thorn Soul Bulb, and he headed straight to where Shinki was sealed away, determined to complete their mission, ever the good soldier. But here's where the danger truly begins to build. Yodo might be gone, but Araya might still be in danger. There's a potential dark cloud hanging over this very moment of victory: Jura himself. Jura may have left the battlefield after his encounter with Boruto and Kawaki, but he's also down to Shinju now, Matsuri and Ryu. That kind of loss, especially to a being like Jura who's obsessed with curiosity as well as power, is not something that he is likely to shrug off. Let's consider some of the stakes. Ryu's defeat, it was clean and it was fast thanks to Sarda. Again, by Jura's own words, she easily obliterated him. and his Thorn Soul bulb, it was recovered immediately. Jura likely knows the exact location where Ryu was defeated and where Shinki was born. That gives him intelligence. And given that he has that intel, it's not far-fetched to say he might revisit that site. And who will he find there? Araya alone. Team Konoha has already gone back to the Hidden Leaf Village, thinking that the mission is complete. Boruto himself has altered the timeline, meaning that any strategic insight that he had in the previous timeline about what would happen after Ryu was defeated, it may not apply anymore. So if Jura does decide he wants to recover Ryu's Thorn Soul bulb, or worse, target Shinki and Gaara to erase their influence, then Araya is the first and the only line of defense, which good luck with that. Because again, I mean, Boruto did change the timeline, so right now, anything's on the table. Worse yet, Jura might become curious about what Sarda's power unlocked. He may want to study the effects of Ryu's defeat, including the Thorn Soul bulb itself, which means that Araya's presence might make him a target. This puts Araya at the epicenter of a potential time bomb. But like I said in the intro, I do want to look at this from the opposite perspective because I'm not fully sold on this. There's a other side of the coin we have to factor in. Araya did make the right call, and I think the story is making the right call if he unseals Shinki. So this wasn't just a tactical decision, it was also the moral one. Yodo died on this mission. She gave her life to recover that Thorn Soul bulb. To hesitate now, to wait for reinforcements, or to question the timing, or to have Jura just show up to take the Thorn Soul back, it basically tramples on Yodo's sacrifice. And there's also the matter of timing. Gaara is in trouble. The longer he remains sealed and injured, the closer he gets towards death. And he just never gets unsealed because, again, only Shinki can unseal him. And that means reviving Shinki is now a race against a clock. If Araya is delayed, there's a real chance that both Gaara and Shinki could be lost, making Yodo's death meaningless. And beyond that, this moment gives meaning to Sarda's power-up. Her Mangekyo Sharingan, her reawakening, it didn't just give her a cool new ability. It led directly to the defeat of Ryu, the recovery of the Thorn Soul bulb, and it made Yodo's sacrifice something that wasn't in vain. And now it is a chance for her to have played a role in directly saving a Kazekage, which will look very good on her opportunity ledger when the time comes for someone to put her name forward to become Hokage after all this omnipotent stuff is cleared up. If nothing else, Araya's mission proves that Sarda's growth mattered, that her power, it created hope, that her power was her taking a step towards eventually becoming Hokage one day. And then there's also the tension going forward. So we have to ask ourselves in regards to that, what happens next? Araya may succeed in reviving Shinki and unsealing Gaara, but the window of vulnerability, it is massive. If Jura returns to that site, if there's a Shinju replacement that he is after, if the Thorn Soul bulb reacts differently to Jura's presence, the same way that after Hidari was defeated, Jura was able to call it. There are other things to look at. Jura staying in that hideout needs to be the thing that happens. He does not need to go for the Thorn Soul bulb. If any of those things take place, then Araya could be thrust into a new battle after completing his mission, and we all know how that goes. He wouldn't survive it. It's also unclear, what will Shinki's condition be after being sealed inside that tree? Does he have any knowledge of what his Shinju Ryu did? Because Ryu was using his chakra. Chakra contains memories. Even if he's unsealed, will he be in any shape to fight? How long will it take him to recover? Because similar to what you saw with Tsunade when she undid Tsukiyomi on Kakashi and on Sasuke, it took them some time to get back up and running, at least in the manga. I don't know how the anime did it, but in the manga it did take them some time. Which I'm gonna have to throw it out here again, because anytime I say, hey, the manga did this, don't know what Naruto's anime did, I'm on record repeatedly over the 10 years I've been on YouTube. I prefer Naruto's manga over the anime. I prefer manga over anime for a lot of this series I follow. So it's not just something exclusive to Naruto. So if there were changes and tweaks made in the anime, it's probably going to be something that I don't ever acknowledge, or I'm probably not even aware of it. I've read Naruto's manga literally 100 times. I've yet to see every single Naruto episode. I just prefer manga over anime. It's for that reason I do strongly believe Araya needs to be left alone. I don't think that the story is foolish enough to have Jura go right after him. Because again, you do not want to cheapen Yodo's death, because that indirectly waters down Sarda's Mangekyo Sharingan reawakening and everything that is associated with that. So you have to be very careful, which is why I don't think the story is going to take that route. But we did see in those potential timelines that Inojin and Himawari and Team 10 did look like they were in one of Orochimaru's hideouts. So it is possible that they might have been sent to the Sand Village, or they might have left out on their own, the same way that when Omnipotence took place, where was Team 10? They weren't supposed to be on that Hokage monument area, but that's where they were. There's a lot that Boruto changed that we don't know how far reaching the changes are. Did Araya do the right thing by going directly for his Kazekage? By going directly for Shinki? Yeah, he did so without any doubt. He's also potentially walking into a fire, not for glory, but because he understands what's at stake. His friend sacrificed his Kage's life and saving his friend Shinki. This is a mission that only he can complete. And from a payoff perspective, it needs to be a Sand Village shinobi who goes in there alone, not anyone from Konoha, because that's how things started. So from a payoff perspective, it needs to be Araya. Whether or not Jura returns, which again, I hope that he doesn't, whether or not this leads to another battle, Araya's courage and his cunning, and the fact that he got this far, it's an honor to Yodo's sacrifice, and it's an honor to Sarda's Mangekyo Sharingan reawakening being the spark that ignited hope. Araya's decision to do what he's doing now, it is basically fueling that entire flame that is keeping it burning. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Do you think that Jura needs to go after Ryu's Thorn Soul Bulb, since Matsuri is now back in the Hidden Leaf Village in terms of her Thorn Soul Bulb? Or do you think that Ikimoto just needs to leave Sleeping Dogs lying and go ahead and get this part of the plot line completely taken care of? Let me know down in the comment section below. In the meantime, click here to check out more videos from Naruto Explained, or click here to check out videos from other two anime channels where I talk about non-Naruto content.